Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're just going to do a little quick fall project. We're going to make a couple library pockets, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. The other day I was going through when I was kind of doing a little clean through my craft room, I found this pattern that I had cut out for library pockets, and then, well, I don't know, I never made them. So I thought today we would just go ahead and make some. Now this one measures about, let me see, this one measures about 8 1/4, and the skinny part of it is 3 1/4. And the pocket with the little gussets is 4 1/4. So then the pocket would be the finished size of the 3 1/4. And you can wrap your little gussets around, or you can just fold them under and glue them, and then that gives you extra room for your tags and stuff. So I thought we would make one of each kind. One like this, and then one where these wrap around. I like this size. This one here that I cut out is a little bit smaller. So we're going to have a small one, and this one is almost the size, but it's still a little smaller. But anyways, that's what we're doing today. So this one here measures about 7 1/8 by 2 7/8. And all you have to do is cut the whole thing as your 2 7/8. I'll start out with this one, and then we'll see how. So if you haven't made them before. So this is 7 1/4 by 4, and then I scored a 1/2 inch on each side all the way from top to bottom, and then down here on the bottom I just kind of figured out how high I wanted my pocket to go. So I folded my pocket up about 2 1/4 inches. So let me see. Let me rescore this again, because I only have little tiny score lines. And then I can ink it so you can see what I'm cutting. I'm probably off the camera. So I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch. And this is like really heavy cardstock, a little bit heavier than what I wanted to use for it, but and then I just scored at 2 1/4 from the bottom. So I think we'll be able to fold them now. Second one that I do is just made out of file folders, and it's just a little bit easier to maneuver. So I'm going to fold these over, when I got this cardstock, I didn't realize it was as heavy as what it was. Let me just ink here, then you can see what I'm cutting. I'm sure pretty much all of us have made this style of pocket, but so now all I'm going to do is cut down this side and this side, and just make a little bit of an angle cut when I get down to the bottom. Well, down to my next score line. I'm just going to angle it a little bit. Then down here at the bottom, I'm going to angle this a little bit also. So we can just start down here with a little angle. And just angle this a little to my score line. Okay. Now on the top, I want to round my corners. Now you can round your corners or you don't have to round your corners. That's simply up to you. Down here on the bottom, when I get all done, I want to round these corners also. Now I think on this one I'm going to wrap it around. See if I can jam this in there. Yeah. Just don't want to break my corner rounder. And then when it looks like you have wings here. Okay. So let's see. I want to ink my inside. And I already inked this stuff. I inked the back. So all we're going to do with this is run it around the back, add a little glue. I think because this is heavier, I'll use my Fabri-Tac. Now probably you guys can't see it very good because it's against the brown paper. Okay, so the finished size of this one will be 5 inches long. So that's a nice size pocket for in your page, your journal page. So we have some pinkish colored stuff going on here. I should have put this down before I folded it up. My printer is, I don't know, my color printer, or the ink in my color cartridge is kind of running out. So we have pinkish colored fall stuff. And I discovered in my video yesterday with the postage stamp paper, that was why I was getting a pinkish tone. But they're pretty colors. We have purple and blue, and actually did get some orange. So this I'm just going to glue down in here. I think this is pretty. But we have more pinkish tones in this one. Some of them are a little bit burgundy and purple, and that's okay. And then I'm just going to put this down here. Now wait a minute. I want to add a little bit of this lace. Let me do this first. Seeing how I'm almost out of this lace, I'll just use some of it. So I'm going to put this across the top. Now you can cut a thumb notch if you want. I'm not going to. I'm just going to add a little bit of lace. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is having a good day. It's pretty outside. The sun is shining. It's supposed to be almost 80 today. Okay, so we're going to put this down here. I want to put that over just a little farther. And then we have falling leaves. And I'm just going to put that on the lace. And then because we have these tones going on down here, I thought I would just add, but then we have this blue up here too. I might like the blue better, but the light's glare and I can't see. And we have purple. Maybe I'll just do the lighter one. So I think on each side I'm going to put a gem, just because I can. Now I got stringy glue. So I think I'll do the light one. And even though it's fall, you know, you get all different colors in the fall. There. Well, it's cute anyway. Okay. So now in our pockets, we have, and this has the kind of the same tone. We have a little bit of oranges, but it's still that same tone. So this is just a little writing paper, and you can journal on the front of it also. So this will fit in here, I think. No. So let me cut just a little bit off of the side. And then I'll cut just a little bit off of this side. And we'll round the corners again if it fits. Now it fits. Okay, so we'll round the corners. Let me see. See if this will round them. I think that's not really. Let's just do it with this one. The other paper rounder, I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't like paper. Okay, let me ink these. Alright, so we'll slide this down in there. Is that going down in all the way? There it is. Then we have a little library card. Now this is just a printable. I thought I inked the back of it. So you can write on the front and the back. So we're going to slide that down in there. Yep, guess that's the bottom. Then I have this little tag here, and I'm just going to put some orange just because, you know, we have to have a little orange in there. I took a piece of ribbon, it's a grosgrain ribbon, and I just cut it in half long ways because it was too wide. Let me put some glue on it. Maybe the glue will be okay. They're a little long, and then I'm going to cut them down to length. And this ribbon, when you cut through it, it gets all fuzzies and everything on it. Sorry, had to pop off for a minute. So I want to set this down in here, and I don't want these to be very long, so I'm going to cut them off about in here. And I think that'll be good. So we'll just put that there. I think that'll be okay. But then I still think I want the staple, just so it shows something there. There we go. And I think that's better. So that's our first one. So when you pull your tags out, then you can see your background. So we just have some pink and orange themed fall stuff, but it's pretty. Okay, now our next one is going to be this one, and on this I'm going to fold my edges in. I'm going to fold my gussets in, and yeah, make sure I'm doing it right. I just want to burnish this down a little bit. Hard to believe that September is half over already. These days are going by so fast. I'm just going to fold that down, bring it back up. Now, on these, the way I had it folded was over just a little tiny bit, but I'm not going to refold them. I'm just going to leave them like that because I think it's just fine. And I want to do the same thing with this. I want to round my corners. See if I can get this one in there to get it rounded. Yep. There we go. What I need is a little thing up here that I can put my waist in. Okay, so now on this one, this was just like a little It was made to look like a little piece of torn paper with a pumpkin pie on the cutting board. Had that pinkish color to it, but I just kind of went over it with my coffee ink just to tone it down a little bit. So I'm going to glue that down in there. Again, I should have put this down in there before I folded my pocket up. My first thoughts was to put fall paper on it and then decorate it, but then after I thought about it more, I liked the background showing and just having the little embellishments on it. Then I have this leaf, and I'm just going to kind of glue this right around in here somewhere. So again, you're not going to see the stuff till you take your tag out, but I think that's okay. When you take your tag out to write, then you'll see your other pretties. So I think we'll just do something like that. Probably should have put something up there, but I don't know if I didn't quite figure out what that was going to be. So now this paper here is just a little tiny cut-off strip from some scrapbook paper, and I'm just going to glue right across here and put that paper on there. And we'll just start with this end. Then we have this little pumpkin or gourd, whatever you want to call it, and a couple of acorns. So I think we're going to have them on there like that. That's kind of cute. I don't know about this corner. We'll have to see what it looks like when I get the tags in. Put my pin back in my glue and put this on, so whoops, so I don't forget. Okay, now here we have this little paper and journaling on the back. See if this fits. Yes, it does. So that can go in there. And then we have another one of the library cards, but we'll put this in back. And then we have be thankful, be grateful, be blessed. And I'm just going to put glue on it to hold this one again. Thought I was all done with my glue. I guess it stuck to me. I have glue on my fingers. So we'll just pop this on here. just going to go ahead and cut these down short. And put a little staple in there. Stick that in there. Hang on just a second. Okay, so I just kind of cut this sunflower out. It come out of this paper. Thought about putting it like this, but that leaves a lot of space between there, and if I butt it up to this, I think that'll look all right. So it'll be just like a little collage. I'm just going to put it in there, and hopefully it looks okay, and if it doesn't, well, it's going to be there and be part of it, so we'll just run with that. So hopefully that's okay. So then we can just stick our tags back in. Let me see. I didn't ink this. I'll bet the one that I inked I put back in the stack. Now you can round the corners on these, but I'm just going to leave them just like the regular library cards. And then you have that flower up above there, so it just doesn't look totally like empty. I think this one over here looks just fine because it's darker. So, them are our library cards or pockets. For today, you can stick a bunch of stuff in there. There's still room in there. So, they're very roomy pockets. So then you can glue them into your journal. You can glue it down all the way or glue your sides and leave a tuck. Glue two sides, just leave a tuck on this side. Let me see, what do I have to stick in there? Nothing really. We'll just stick this. So you'd have all of this to stick down in there if you had your two sides. Or you can glue all three sides and you would just have a little tuck pocket back here, but you can always just have this side one over here too. That wasn't very good because you can't see that. Let's just use this paper. So that would give us a side tuck if you just did your side and your bottom. Same way with over here, just your side and your bottom, and you would have that. So that's it for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you like it, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other videos. And until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.